Hi, it's me. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Story? Because of the title? No, there's not a story. I just put this here. I'm in a weird mood tonight, you guys. How's it going? It is time for a story, though. This is part 4 of the Roadkill Beard saga. I don't know if that's a proper word. It seemed important, which is why I said it. That's going to be like my channel tagline. Moonhorse Stories. It seemed important, that's why I said it. Let's read a story. Hello again. It's Suka here, and I'll be telling this little installment. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, Moonhorse, and the Celestial Herd. Well, seasonal seasonings to you and everyone else around, and it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Now on to our tale. This is the beginning of the end. By that I mean, though we're only in the 3rd month of what would be many if living with RK and his partner BB, this is when everyone in the house was officially done with RK's bullshit. Problem was, we had no money. Moving out would mean needing another place to stay, and my partner and I provide for ourselves. There's no way we could afford a security deposit or a new place within the first month's rent. We were kind of stuck. We tried to make the best of it, but even if you put makeup on pig shit, still pig shit. RK only did his best to drive everyone else insane. After Cal and I heard from Percival that he let a psycho into the house, we had a huge fight. Things were tense. RK saw Percival siding with Cal and I. This meant that he only had his partner BB to defend him. This just wouldn't do. The odds were not in his favor, and he could see Percival and I were forming a rather strong friendship. That would not do indeed. So he started referring to Percival as Dr. Percival, and made it known that he needed Percival to act like his therapist. What? Percival hated this, understandably so, but had previously made it known that he was available if RK and BB needed to talk. They took full advantage of this. Percival would be nice and put up with it and offer them advice. RK would not listen to any of the advice that Percival offered. RK would come to Percival and whine any time I showed Cal affection. He was insanely jealous of Cal and did not like that we were together, because if we wouldn't be with him, then he didn't want me to be happy, period. One particular night, Cal and I were cuddling on the sofa watching a movie. We weren't being overly affectionate or anything, just kind of sitting close, arms around each other. This drove RK mad. He made a big show of starting to cry and running to my room and slamming the door. I ran to my room to ask him what was wrong, and he jumped up off the bed and began screaming, "How dare you go flaunting your affections with someone else when you know how I feel about you?" Bruh. He was sobbing, and I was so taken back. I glared at him in that moment and replied, "You have no right to yell at me or control my life." And I slammed the door this time in his face, letting him have his moment to calm down because I could at least give him that. What I didn't know was that the tears were crocodile tears, and he used the opportunity to go through my things. Ew. He stole all of the condoms from Cal and I's nightstand. That's as far as I know to this day, but Percival did catch him sniffing my underwear once in the laundry room. Disgusting! That's Lightspeed creepy. Oh, wow. Okay. Nope. Fuck that. Okay. I returned to the movie, and RK went to whine about Cal and I not loving him to Percival. Between whining, he would badmouth us. This is where we discovered he was a pathological liar. Is that what you call him? Pathological liar? Well, that's what he was. BB was too, but BB I could ignore. He would just mumble to himself, but RK made a huge show of things. He would tell Percival that Cal and I hated him, and said that he was fat or ugly or annoying. Cal and I had no idea and never treated Percival like anything other than a friend. But Percival had been hurt so many times before that he was weary. He shut us out and began isolating himself in his room, not speaking to Cal or I. He only interacted with RK and BB, who would neg him constantly between whining about how we wouldn't deal with their BS. Cal and I were looking to get frisky after the movie, and between the fighting caused by an overload of stress and the fighting with RK and BB, we both needed time to ourselves. We're frustrated, and even more so when we discovered the condoms had gone missing. I confronted RK immediately because he had been the only one in the room. RK confessed immediately. Yeah, BB and I were out, so I figured I could just borrow yours. Thanks for the good time. That is 10 kinds of fucking creepy. I was livid. You don't borrow someone else's fucking condoms, let alone go through their personal shit because they were put up. I let him have it. I began yelling and letting loose everything that I had been wanting to say for the past 3 months. You're such a child. You couldn't even ask, could you? You stole something that wasn't yours. You rifled through my fucking things. You are a creep. You ruined my night. You have any idea how pissed off I am. How fucking dare you? You never asked for anything. You don't care about how anyone feels other than yourself. You let a creep into our home, and now you've ruined my night. His face scrunched up, and tears began flowing from him, and I didn't care. I stormed out of the house and went for a walk to cool off. BB shouted something like, "How dare you talk to my baby like that?" But I ignored him and went out. These two are just fucking made for each other, aren't they? I just walked around dirt roads for an hour, taking my time to cool off. When I came back, I found everyone shouting RK's name. RK was nowhere to be found. "What's going on?" I asked, and BB got in my face, well, as much as he could for being 4'9". "This is your fault! You said those terrible things, and now RK has run off!" What is he, a fucking puppy? He wasn't anywhere around the house, so we went into Cal's car and started down the only road to the town. Night was falling at this point. We all stuck our heads out of the window and called his name like we were looking for a lost dog. I called it, okay. Really, we're looking for a lost bitch. Eventually, we found him walking towards home from in town. He was still sobbing, and his arms were Cal and I's change jar. Not RK's change jar, or BB's. No, this was all of Cal and I's saved loose change from the whole semester. We're saving it. All of this change was gone except for a small layer of coins at the bottom, which was at least filled over halfway when I dropped my change into it that morning. "Where's all of our money? Did you take our money?" I yelled. BB shouted at me, "Enough! You caused enough problems of talking to him like that!" I just rolled my eyes and RK thrust the shittiest, cheapest gas station condoms into my hands, along with a practically empty change jar. "I tripped and lost the sandal and I dropped the change I wanted to make it up to for ruining your night. I just want you to love me." So you intentionally ruined someone's night, and in order to make it better, you stole their money to buy them something that you stole? What the fuck even is this man? That was literally the most childish way you could have handled this situation, and you stole our money. Are you fucking kidding me? We drove him home, still sobbing. I didn't care. I went straight to my room, locked the door, and started nursing the migraine this bitch just caused me. Cal gave RK a chewing out as well, something along the lines of, "I cannot believe that you made me look like an idiot in front of this whole town, driving down the road at night, calling your name like you're a fucking dog. This is unfucking believable, man. There are people outside, and you're screaming at my girlfriend like a psycho." At this, RK stormed to his side of the house and slammed the door, locking it from his side, which is the only side with a still functioning lock, so that he could access our side anytime we could not access theirs at all. He learned absolutely nothing from this horrifying incident. He still treated Cal and I like garbage. He talked trash about us to Percival, along with bringing all of his emotional garbage to Percival. Percival only realized that he was being negged shortly after the condom incident, and one more. RK had begun working at the local restaurant chain that is named after a certain blue hedgehog. Gotta go fast! While working here, he met another object of his obsession, a young goth girl who was 17 and still in high school. No. Keep in mind that at this time, RK was nearly 23. No. No. She began flirting with him through text, and he flirted back, eventually soliciting nudes from her on several occasions that he very proudly showed off to Percival during one of his moments with Dr. Percy.
Stop it. Get some help.
When he admitted this to Percival and showed him the images, Percival immediately began telling him that it was wrong and that he needed to stop. After this, Percival came to Cal and I, and we talked about everything. The lies he was telling Percival, the underage co-worker, the condom incident, as it forever became known, and our predicament. We decided to band together and begin slowly distancing ourselves from RK, while simultaneously trying to save BB from what looked like could be a very abusive relationship. Unfortunately, BB was hooked on that musky Kool-Aid, and though he could see some of the evidence we brought forth to him that RK was being unfair, he never changed anything. RK would openly chase anyone appearing female or that had tits. In fact, I think tits were his only requirement. BB told him and us many times that he didn't like it, but RK wouldn't stop, and BB had no problem with him chasing after someone underage. He said he did, but again, nothing changed. This was the beginning of the end because Percival, Cal, and I banded together and began trying to really find a way out of our situation. Unfortunately, it would take us a really long time to get enough money together. Note that all these quotes are verbatim, as this is all from memory, but these memories pretty distinct. Thank you, and we hope to be posting a part 5 soon, a slightly less chilling tale about our one and only Christmas in that horrible junkyard pit. We really enjoy the way you produce content, Moonhorse. Good night. So, before I get into this, and I do want to say thank you for the wonderful compliment, this is a slight pet peeve of mine, specifically. I make videos, please don't call it content. YouTube does that and it makes me sound like a fucking assembly line. I make stupid videos. It's okay to call them stupid videos. But this is a very wild story. I mean, holy shit, man. That was... Oh, boy. This guy, every time I think that he's hit the worst possible thing he can be, he somehow gets worse. It's almost like watching a train wreck. Like, it hits something, and then subsequently every single car has to hit the thing. So, it's... Wow. I'm honestly kind of amazed. I didn't think he could get scummier, but somehow it just keeps happening. I mean, like I said, that is the weakest fucking apology ever. Hey, I stole something from you, so I'm gonna steal something else from you to get the thing that I stole from you back. Like, why didn't you just not steal it in the first place? Why didn't you just pay with your own money? Because that would have been an actual gesture of, like, apology. And it's not an apology, is it? It's just another way to try and get himself out of the shit that he put himself in. To make himself seem like a bigger person, when in actuality, he's still just the same stagnant asshole. And the question of whether or not, because it was implied that this is a seemingly toxic relationship, well, abusive, but toxic is what I'm going to go with. Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly what that is. I don't know a huge amount about BB, but there does seem to be another story about that, which I'll get to. Not in this video, in another video. You gotta come back for more. But, yeah, that is 100% a toxic relationship. That is absolutely a mentally abusive relationship. Especially the obviously looking for someone else when BB has openly said that makes them very uncomfortable. So, Yeah, no, that's what that is. That is total 100% manipulation. That is emotional manipulation. That is emotional abuse. And yeah, you're right. Exposing the horrible things that RK did to BB was 100% the right thing to do. Whether or not BB decided to actually take that information and do anything with it is entirely on them. But you guys did 100% the right thing. I've said 100% about 7 times now, but it is true. You did the right thing, and I'm actually proud of you for that. That's very, very good. That is very correct. But, oh man. This guy's a fucking asshole. I keep saying that, but he just keeps making it, like, more and more obvious. You know? Like, when I'm repeating myself with a lot of this, but it is that. It's a lot of, like, when I just think that you can't possibly get any more fucking gross and scumfuck, he does something like this. Just, wow. Just fucking wow. Also, scumfuck. Some of you may not know that phrase. You can use it now. Enjoy that. That's my present to you. It's well after Christmas, but enjoy that present. I gift the dumbest things. Anyhow, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very strange tale, and I hope you enjoyed this very strange channel. Everything I do is a little weird, isn't it? If you did enjoy this, make sure you do the like, comment, subscribe thing. It does something. I don't know. YouTube doesn't explain how YouTube works to any of us. Just keep that in mind. All of your most favorite YouTubers, even the ones with like 1 million subscribers, because you would think with 1 million subscribers they understand how YouTube works. Here's the secret. No one does. No one. If you're thinking to yourself, that's really stupid, you're right. That is. But I'm not going to harp on YouTube too much. I'll make another video for that. We'll go ahead and end this one. If you'd like to support what I'm doing here, and I really hope you do, make sure that you check out my Ko-Fi and my merch store. There's always new stuff happening in the merch store. There's always weird sales and things. And if you have your own story that you'd like to send me, you can send it to my subreddit, r/Moonhorse Stories. I check it. You can send anything there. It's not just stories, weird pictures, a photo of a shark, your favorite ice cream. Don't try to physically send your favorite ice cream, though. That might break your computer. Just a picture. It's mostly pictures and stories and links. But anyway, that's about it. Thanks for being here. I don't know why I went on a thing about how Reddit works there for a second. It's been a weird night. It's been a very strange night. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.